Hello, everyone. Pardon me, I gotta be extra quiet today. Someone's taking a nap, so I'm just gonna be in whisper mode a little bit. How y'all doing today? Today we're gonna take a look at, what is it? Debbie TurnBull from Robot Boy as Cthulhu first. Um, yeah, you can see here I'm using the new shape, um, the shape library that I have to pick out some starting shapes, a few body parts, maybe a leg here and there. I've managed to model a few heads of different characters that I think I want to use later. Should be fun. Um, yeah, Debbi Turnbull, Robot Boy, one of the, I don't know, would you say, would you even consider that an actual cartoon, or would you just say it's like an import from France? Because I think that's where it came from. I think it's like a Canadian French joint. It sort of broke away from that usual thing that they were doing. They brought in a bunch of I don't know, what was it, 16 and Total Drama Island and that one surfing cartoon. This is at the time they were also doing Cartoon Network Real. So they were minimizing the production in-house while at the same time bringing in all those Canadian cartoons to actually, I don't know, live up to their name. Hello, Wonderwolf. How you doing? So anyway, yeah, shape libraries in Affinity seems to be really works. It helps speed things up a little bit. I've got some legs. I've got some bends. I've got some heads. Uh, there's some arms and thighs and what else? Just a blank head down there that's gray. Yeah, I literally didn't know how I was going to pull this one off. So I just made it so that she's in a pose and she's just going to be just Cthulhu. The last year I did this, it was Deku's mom from My Hero Academia. And I used her, I meant it to imply that she was using her float powers to, I don't know, somehow be a cultist in the Cthulhu mythos. Here, Debbie's just going to be straight up Cthulhu with tentacles and wings and whatnot. I think this was just winding down in the month, and I was just like, well, get something down. I'm cleaning up the guest bedroom right now because tomorrow is a big day. There we go. This goes in here. Goes in the cabinet. May have to clean up the bathroom a little bit too. I'm doing good too, Wonderwolf. I'm doing okay. Hanging in there. Let's see now. Hold on. Sleeping things. Who's that? I gotta look at them. Oh, hey, Drew. How you doing? Hey, Cage. Oh, yeah, I'll definitely need to clean up here. Let's see. This around, that around. We're getting ready for house guests. I was thinking, well, shoot, I'll just put this on. Hold on 1 second. Let me bring you guys the chat up on my phone. There we go. That way I can see what you're all up to. Oh, what should I say about? Oh, no, it's not it's my channel. There we go. There, go away. No, not as a commission. This is part of the Momsters. This is part of the Halloween set. I'm just going to go through and talk about them. I don't want to have any spare ones left over. Or actually, I may. I still have spare ones left over from last Halloween. Oh, hold on, putting away Halloween candy. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I get into Affinity Draw, and I mean, it's nice, but it can get a little too granular. Sometimes I lose the forest for the trees. And I think sometimes, well, if I was just drawing this, I could probably work a lot faster. But on the other hand, the shape library is really handy. Oh, thank you, Drew. Now, there's no reason why I couldn't keep a library of my own shapes in Paint Tool Saya. All I would need to do is just draw an arm or draw different legs, draw different positions, and make a library out of it in the vectors. But there are so many other things you can do in Affinity, like merge shapes, split shapes, of different patterns and line consistencies. A lot more ability to edit. So that's why, I don't know, I'm just bouncing back and forth between everything. You're going to see later on, I'm going to use some a blender technique for the other character. The one drawback with Affinity is that the sort of the pin tools, everything's a little bit sticky. And what do I mean by that? I mean, like, the response you get to everything. You always need to hit everything a little bit twice, and the response to everything is just like a little bit too slow. Like there's just like a half a beat where you think like, oh, this should have already been selected, and it just kind of, I don't know. It's the feeling. It's almost like a problem with the clutch of a car. If you really knew your car well and you knew there was a problem with it, then you sort of would know just from driving it. Or maybe that's just me working on Paint Tool Seiya so long and getting so used to that one. Already have Clips Paint Studio. I have like the maximum. I have Clips Paint Studio maxed out. Like I bought the base version and then I went up to Pro, and then when it was on sale again, I upped for an EX code. I don't have the the version 2 or whatever, but I do have that one. I'm on Wattpad. Okay, that's a good one. Uh, Wattpad. Actually, no, I haven't. I'll have to check that one out. I'm trying to think. No, I guess not. Hmm. What is this Fox Nation bullshit? I just got an ad. And you see here, yeah, I guess it's okay. You can make shapes with the Shape Maker, which is a tool where you go and you select different outlines. It's a little finicky, but it's fun. Goes up here. Oh, breeze. What's happening? Why? Oh, I wonder if it got caught. Um, right on. Let's see. I'm going to go to channel. Yeah, very cool. I love the abstract stuff too. I should have saved that foot. Actually, I could still save that foot. Everything's still vectorized. I can still save all the shapes I've made. I just break them up and embed them in the library. Okay, I could still do that. I don't know how much space these files take, but they seem to be doing okay. Hold on. Okay, I'm putting up my socks. Let's see. How much power is in this? Oh, almost dead. Okay, wow, interesting. Okay, I have a portable light for filming stuff. When the sparrows come back to Capistrani. Very good. Oh, coming back on, let's see, the other day I was coming back from, over at my mom's. She lives down in the city, and was coming back to the burbs and found a copy of Munchkin Deluxe for $4 at a Goodwill. So I just stopped in and picked it up. Looks pretty fun. Oh, you can see me sort of experimenting with how to manipulate the handles. There's something about the handles in Affinity. What was I going to say? I think they're a little bit more adaptive in Painful Seiya and in Moho and in a bunch of other things. There's some sort of rigidity that I'm trying to see if I can work around. But there are ways to manipulate the form if you know how to sort of go into this, select the cage, and select where the cage rotates. With a little bit of fixing, you can make it look more naturalistic, but we're getting a lot of deformation on that thigh. And it's a little bit, I wish there was just a way to kind of, I don't know, lock down those handles make them respond to the shape. So there's got to be something. Some sort of setting that I'm overlooking. But all the tutorials I looked up don't say anything about it. Yeah, shrink that down a little bit. Shit, I'm trying to make sure everything's quiet. Wait, what do I have in here? I have nothing in here. Okay, these are just 2 camera cages. I'm going to put them up. Can I do something with this? Oh, the battery's dead on this one. It's a little camera. A Samsung HD. What's it? This thing's ancient in tech speak. Just here. Oh, what got me caught now? Here. There we go. Okay, sorry. Skipped over it a little. No, too much. Way too much. Well, wow, that's a lot that happens. Okay, here I am. I'm just drawing each shape, and then you can just mess with the lines. Oh, crap, I got a phone call. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, phone call. What happened to the chat? There we go. We're back. What do you think of my writing style? I'd have to sit down and read it. Not a YouTube. Oh, DeviantArt. Okay, here we go. The minister's hand. Here's one. Stronger abilities and energy. Two things come together like fire and gas. Alright, this is pretty cute. I like it. I'll have to read the rest of it, but it seems pretty good. You've got a good style. Wait, where are we? When did I leave off? I'm like 5 minutes behind. Okay, here we go. Also, just like changing the different colors really helps when you're trying to figure out, what color will go where and everything. It helps you see everything. Ow, 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 ow. Hit my toe. Putting new sheets on the bed. Go. I'll make everything look real nice. Well, I have to read the rest of it. Let me look into it. Ooh, nice. Cool, Drew. Oh, wow, you guys have been talking. For some reason, the comments just stopped loading for me for a bit there. That always happens every once in a while. Move this up here, out of the way. I think this is fine. This is the little workstation I have. I can keep that there the way it is. Move these cameras down a little bit so she won't knock them over. Hey, Gig, the mom from Abandoned Cross with Cthulhu. Now that's a fetish territory I'm too familiar with. Yeah, would you call it porn or would you just call it like rural, just like, pinups? But then again, I guess I do know a few Rule 66 or Order 66. Oh my gosh, what if someone made a fan comic that was, what's the thing? What's the, instead of Order 66, it was like Order 64. And it was just a Star Wars parody where every character is a pinup. Oh, now this is interesting. I was looking at the shading settings. I was just going through a lot of experimentations that morning, figuring out like what would happen if I did this and this and this. I got to shrink the shape a little bit. Her foot is off of the canvas. Guess I'm making the bat wings now. I don't know. The one thing I remember from Robot Boy is I do like the two villains. That guy and the one henchman. Hey, Firewolf. Nothing, just drawn some Debbi TurnBull. Or TurnBull. Is it TurnBull or it's TurnBull? I sort of, yeah, they did try to make it into a Simpsons. Oddly enough, Fish Police, which was actually based off a British indie comic book, which was really different from the source material. Like Hanna-Barbera took just the name. There was like literally no name, no reason to like adapt the comic and turn it into what they did. But anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, exactly. But anyway, they ran that against Capital Critters. Here's the problem. I think it was ABC and CBS. They both commissioned the two series. I forget which aired on which, but they wanted it as counter programming to The Simpsons. So they would run both these two shows and Hanna-Barbera was basically competing with itself and came in last in a 3-person race between those two and The Simpsons. And then there was Family Dog or something like that. And I forget what channel that was on. I'm not sure if that was done by the guys who did Simpsons 2. I think maybe Brad Bird. Did Brad Bird have anything to do with Family Dog? And then he went on. He was on The Simpsons, did that. Family Dog was originally a short that was in front of a movie, and then they tried to make it a series. Anyway, yeah, definitely Fish Police. I really don't remember anything other than that. Other than the two. There was two sexy fish ladies. There was the waitress. She was fun. The critic is the most well remembered of all that batch. You had Family Dog, you had Capital Critters, you had what else was there? I think I'm trying to remember what was there like in the 90s, in the 2000s. This was like the early 90s, and then it kind of went away. And then by the 2000s, they had You had the Family Guy rush, which everybody wanted a piece of that. Also, I think that was because you had two new channels on. You had UPN, which I think was new at the time. And then you had the WB, so they each wanted their own thing. So you have things like the PJs and Mike and something or other. I forget who else. Those two, and then the Oblongs, and then Baby Blues. Okay, that makes sense. That totally makes sense. That Tim Burton would also work on family. How would I describe the cartoon version? The cartoon version was very much like a police, like a regular police comedy series. While the comic book was like more grittier and oddly enough more sci-fi. There was a part where the fish guy had to fight like a giant lobster in metal armor with an ancient sword. I have a copy of it somewhere in my old lockup box. Oh, this is interesting. I found a website that will give you a how can I put this? It'll give you a palette based on a word. Now these are pre-made palettes, which means that they're colors that basically fit well together. Because I was getting tired of the same sort of generation that I was getting on another website. I don't know, I forget, randomcolors.com or something. This one was interesting, but I was like, well, all these colors, how am I going to get a random palette? So what I would do is I would go to randomword.com and I would type in, I would see what random word would pop up, and I would load that into the other website. And from there, I would get a choice of random palettes. So that the colors in this last batch will seem a little bit more like they actually belong together, because they are definitely they were definitely designed by an artist, or you know, our artist, graphic designer, whatever you want to call it. But you still have some of that randomness in that, you know, you pick a random word and that's what generates it. Anyway, yeah, Family Dog. Yeah, I can definitely see how the character style now fits in with the Tim Burton style. It's not the same subject, but it's definitely the same style, especially the dog. The dog looks like Frankenweenie. The Simpsons at one point you could say had this sort of abstraction. This, because I mean, I think we've just normalized it just from watching it like for a million years, but like the color yellow for the skin is just like weird. And the hair blending in with the face. They don't do that anymore. The characters each have their own like individual hairstyles. There's never like I'm trying to think of the last like guest character that did that their face blend in with their hair. Exactly, Cage. I think I just said that. I wouldn't say all of them. I did see Invincible Fight Girl. I did check that out, which is weird. Is that an Adult Swim cartoon? They're doing a lot of weird stuff with like Adult Swim airing relatively kid-friendly shows. like the new Superman show. And it might be because David Zali, or whatever his name is, might be burning some bridges. I watched it and I was like waiting. Well, it just seemed like a nice. It just seemed like a nice story about a girl who was trying to like fulfill her dream of wrestling. There was no real reason why it needed to be on Adult Swim. Like, and I'm thinking over it again and again. I can't remember the names, but basically, Invincible Fight Girl. She comes from the whole world is, I don't know, weird. You would call it like, I would say it would be analogous to sort of the world that KO exists in, where everyone's just like a super powered fighter, or they all like exist in this different niche. Everyone's a wrestler or everyone's an accountant. That's the way the story breaks up to. There's very much a sort of, I guess you could call it a class system metaphor going on. There's literally a group of villains that show up in the first episode that are like, you serve us. And it's at the first episode. I don't know how many episodes are out, but the first episode is just really basic in terms of explaining what was going on. This girl wants to be a wrestler, but she comes from a family of accountants, and that's really harsh on her buzz. And then one day, when she's in accounting school, all these wrestlers show up because they need their taxes done. Something happened with all the professional tax makers, or not tax makers, accountants. This is what you call them. And yeah, she just gets involved with these wrestlers and kind of steps up to them, and then they in turn sort of start harassing all the accountants, and she gets into a wrestling match, but she uses the knowledge and wherewithal that she's sort of secretly learned over the years to beat her first opponent, which is this big blue dude. I'm trying to think about. I think I've seen that design before. He reminds me of like from classic WB cartoons. The guy with like the big puffy jaw. Or that one cartoon of Tiny Toons. The Triangle Man. And it looks like the issue moving forward is she will be having to deal with her family, because her family her family saw the whole thing. Her dad and her mom, and the first episode ends on them all being sort of stunned with each other. I guess the reason why she wants to be a wrestler is because they all went as a family one night to see a wrestling show. And they didn't enjoy it, but she did immensely. I feel like the Cartoon Network is trying to redirect a very young demographic, and Adult Swim is trying to absorb the preteen and young adult audience as a result. I don't know. Because they still have, because then you would have to like blend in sort of the whole Rick and Morty. What else do they have on Adult Swim? They brought back Aqua Teen for a little bit, or was that just on HBO Max? They did that. They brought back Checkered Past for a little bit. Now that Cartoon Network has basically just been dissolved and exists in name only, I don't know what's going on with that. I have to get back in and follow some people who are more in the know about what's going on. It seems like Adult Swim is the last remnant of Cartoon Network, even though I know for a fact that it is not officially part of the Cartoon Network. Like, they literally rent the time slot to run all the shows they used to. Other than that, I could say I dig the designs of Invincible Fight Girl. I think we're going to see hopefully a lot more of it. Like, it definitely reminds me of like going into the comic book store in the early 2000s and picking up an indie comic where someone was really, really, really trying to sort of stand out. They weren't able to get a job in animation, or maybe they did get a job in animation, but then they utilized comic book as a medium. I'm thinking of a comic called, which actually was a Netflix series. Cannon Busters. Yeah. There was it was weird. Cannon Busters, the comic, had a real sort of whimsical feel to it, like a real like whimsical fantasy. And then Cannon Busters on Netflix had this more anime feel to it. I gotta watch the second season of that. I don't know what happened to it. But anyway, either that or like the Power Pack, which had this like these really clean lines and this nice cell shading. So that's what Invincible Fight Girl reminds me of. The designs are a little bit more complex than, say, something I'm trying to think about. They're more in line with a cartoonier version of like Voltron, Earth Defender, or whatever that series was called. Because I wouldn't say it looks like OKKO. It has the themes of OKKO, but looks more like... Actually, it does look a little bit more like a cartoonier version of the new Superman show. So if I watch the other episodes, remind me to check those out. Here, hold on. Let me take a note about what this is, where we are. We're at the 50-minute mark. Very good. Hold on. Need a pencil. There we go. Cannon Busters was not a wouldn't call it a Saturday morning cartoon show, but it looked like one. It was a comic book. So you wouldn't call it manga either. It was released in short issues. Oh, I wouldn't call it bean mouth. Oh, Saturday Morning is the name of the studio. I'm not sure. It's been so long. Wait, Digimon went with it? Went with what? The voices of regular show are coming to... Okay, that's cool. If I remember, Adult Swim starts at 8 and doesn't show until around 10. Okay. Okay. Really? That sounds about right. I remember sort of... Actually, I remember Toonami. I remembered the whole Toonami scene, which was way more... Which was anime, but also they still had all the sort of adult themes and stuff like that. I never caught Cowboy Bebop, but I saw a lot of the Dragon Ball Z stuff, and I got fairly into what do you call it, Tenchi Muyo? In Love in Tokyo or something like that, with the alien invasions and whatnot. Oh, hey, Steam Powered Cyborg. I did a binge robot for about 4 years ago. Oof. What's going on? Oh, okay. Well, we're okay. Wait, is that a GL? G? Jill? Jill G? Anyway, GG. Yeah, we're cool. We're cool. It's all about the just efficiency of shape. Efficiency of shape, what's popular at the time. It's all just trends. And studios. Some studios will just have a look to them. Or someone who works on staff that just has an iconic just way of doing things. Oh, it's definitely a trend. I'm trying to. Oh, it's gig. Like Giga. Okay. Pardon me. I guess I'm just like erasing the L and the I, or the capital I and the. My mind is just just slapping the two G's together. Actually, I've been getting into like the French sort of illustration, the sort of those weird line works, like in classic comics. I think what's that one? Spirio? The one with the bellhop. I think that's like an sort of like the version of Shonen Jump, where they just have collections of different manga artists that publish their stories before they get published in their own books. Hmm. Sorry, I was doing something else. Yeah, this one turned out okay. As you can see, I'm kind of just shifting through the shapes and styles just to see what might work. Oh no. My phone died. Hold on. I hadn't noticed that the battery was getting low. Here, hold on. I have spare batteries for all my phones. My old phone doesn't run, but it does charge the batteries. So I've got like 3 spares from like older phones. And I just take turns charging them. Yeah, this one's at 100%. There we go. Start charging that one. Beautiful. Okay, I gotta get back to YouTube. Here we go. What stupid ad will I get? KGUN? Channel 9? What the hell is that? Oh, is that a new channel? Anyway. Oh, here I'm just making a quick, I don't know, city of relay using the different shapes. Let's see, does this go with the box? The speaker goes in. Perfect. Okay. Got to keep these together. One of the big problem, or one of the things that I shouldn't say is a problem, but sort of one thing I wanted to work on was sort of the backgrounds of some of these characters. Sometimes when you finish them up and then they just kind of occupy this background, this blank background, and you really have to work to kind of add a few extra touches to make it look like they exist within some sort of world or situation. Oh, it's definitely a shonen. It's definitely a shonen. They are literally using the. Are you watching? Are you just looking at like images, or they have the first episode online? And they are literally using the Dragon Ball Z teleporting sound effect for the fighter. Oh gosh, I forgot to talk about it. She's inspired by seeing a fighter in the ring. That's looks a little bit like her, except a little bit older. Definitely older, but I would have to say a little bit more ragged. Got sort of long hair too and a ponytail. I don't know if that's going to go anywhere. If she's going to be maybe a mentor figure or what. I've got to watch the more episodes. I think there's more episodes coming. I was what got me to check out the show initially was I saw a Man of 1,000 Thoughts little YouTube short on it. I was like, oh, okay, that's good. That looks good. I'll have to check it out. Martin Mystery based off research comic. You know what? I've been reading a book, a series called Dance Class. Just because it looked like it was just so charming, and it's about a series of these three girls, and they go to a school for like performing arts. In tandem with their regular school, and they're ballerinas slash, I guess, no, they just do all sorts of dance. So yeah, and it's just like a little slice of life, fun sitcom-y stuff. And again, the artwork reminds me of, again, like the classical sort of what you would think of, like, I don't even know how you would describe it. Definitely like Smurf-esque, Lucky Luke. That clearly old illustration style where some of the lines are thicker by the end of the stroke. Feels like it could be comic strips. Oh, you mean that one episode where it's after the New Year's Eve party? Was that alcohol or was that soda pop? I know she definitely eats the chips to soak up the alcohol. Oh yeah, Asterix. Okay, yeah, that's the sort of the, I don't know what you call it, flagship, like mascot character for European comics. Asterix and the Vikings was a really good movie, and I didn't care for Palace of the Gods, but I did like Secret of the Potion. I think they really upped their games with that one, and I think there's another one coming out. I wish they had maybe done a few more, or at least one more 2D animated Asterix in the same style as and the Vikings. But it translated pretty well to 3D. Hey, better not steal this bread trick. This one's mine. I've seen some copies of it, but I'm not copies. I've seen some clips of it, but I haven't like checked it out. Is it like really off the wall? Don't they like travel to different dimensions and stuff? Or is that like Muppet Baby stuff, where it's just going on in their heads? Muppet babies, we make our dreams come true. We'll do the same for you. Oh, they also had a reboot of Spy Kids? No. The three oh, Totally Spies. God, I just blanked on that name. Oh, now I'm getting an advertisement for shiitake mushrooms. Or different kind of mushroom soups? No, coffees. Mushroom coffees? Huh. Wonder if that would be good. Well, the Frenchies made that anime. Oh, hey, 16. Right. But that's like super French. Like you look at stuff like what was I saying? Uh, like Total Drama and even Robot Boy. I think that's all French Canadian. Oh, and then you've got again, sort of oh god, what was the Lucky Luke cartoon and Space Goofs and Zig and Sharko and Augie and the Cockroaches. What's that studio? Zalem? The Celium? Do you pronounce it with a hard X or just X as an S? Hold on. Oh, cool. Am I blocking what I'm working on this whole time? There we go. Okay, I guess I blocked the whole thing. That sucks. No? Come on. Okay, yeah. I made this shape in Blender. It was really easy, and then there's a thing you do in Blender where you add grease pencil to all the edges, and it makes it really easy. And then this is a shape that was, again, made with Blender. Just experimenting with ways to sort of streamline the process. Speaking of which, we have moved on to, what was her name? Mayu? Hold on, let me look up here. Yeah, this is Mayu. This is one of the moms from Glitch Text. Oh yeah, Glitch Text. Glitch Text reminds me of what Invincible Fight Girl looks like. That's another show. I would say Fight Girl looks like a combination of Steven Universe and Glitch Text, now that I think about it. If I had to like really, really nail it. This was interesting. This one was what came up. It was Mayu and a clown, and I was like, okay, that's going to be a little hard. But I definitely wanted to incorporate something about video games. So what I'm doing here is that there's just going to be a lone video game box, a lone video game console sitting on the floor. And Mayu, I keep calling Mayu. We're just going to call her May. And then May is going to be a weird reflection inside of the screen with a little bit of shadow. It's definitely more abstract than anything else that's come before it this year. But it... Pardon me, I need some water. Beautiful. And I had a real hard time figuring out which colors should go where, especially with the reflection. As you can see here, I'm starting with blue. I think I end up with orange as the background, which makes the sort of shadows pop a little more better. You'll see. And I'm having a little trouble hitting the shape maker. Ooh, I just plugged in my phone charger and there were sparks. Ooh. Okay, not on this outlet. Something's wrong with that one. There's something in there. Gotta take a look at that. Oh, I did see the. Did anyone else see that proposed Wacky Racers series done by the same people that did Pop Team Epic? There was something that leaked the other day, and it was in the. It was really weird. It was that it wasn't like the Pop Team Epic style, or it was, but it was their like cruder style. The ones that like looked like bad, bad internet comics. They also did. They've been trying to reboot Wacky Racers for a little bit. There's always like some sort of interest in it. I never knew it was that popular. I guess it was always way more popular in Japan than it was here. But even like here, they like try to reboot it. There was a series. I want to say like mid, like 2018, where they had a series that was rebooted. They had like a. The only way I could like actually distinguish it, other than the art style, which is something that you would actually like be able to pinpoint right away, is that they had new characters. They had like a boy genius, and let's see, they had the boy genius. They had the old. They had the vampire and the Frankenstein guy. They had Peter Perfect and they had Penelope Pitstop. They had Muttley and Dastardly. And then they had an announcer guy played by Michael Richardson. So, and then before that, they had another one that was kind of like, I don't know, Wacky Racers Extreme. All I know is that it was like the offspring of Peter Perfect and Penelope Pitstop. They got married and they had 2 kids, and now they're racing. And Dick Dastardly is still around, but he's like, I think he was voiced by not Tim Curry, um, Jim. No, that's not it either. I'm trying to think who voiced him. I'm sure Muttley was voiced by Frank Welker and everything. Jim Cummings. Oh, okay, very good. Yeah, it was very much sort of puppet animation. Not puppet animation, like 2D puppet, 2D rig, you'd call it. It looked pretty good and even had like hints of an overall arc of a story with the CEO trying to figure out a way to like get a hold of all the money that they were wasting on the races. Yeah, as you can see now, I'm changing that to orange because I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it because I'm trying to figure out what would be better for the reflection, orange or blue. And I don't think I like the orange for the reflection, so I think I go with the blue. Oh, you say it's okay. So the original Dick Dastardly was the voice of was Tigger. That makes sense. That makes sense. That doesn't always work out. I think I said on Halloween video how they got the when things fell through with the original voice actor for Buster Bunny. They got I'm trying to think of his name. I'm trying to think of everybody's name, but I'm too distracted. But anyway, they tried to replace him with the voice actor for the Crypt Keeper, and didn't work out. You could totally tell Buster's voice was too gravelly. And I said I think they thought they could reverse engineer that because Buster's voice actor could do a really good Crypt Keeper impression. So they must have thought that the Crypt Keeper could do a really good Buster impression. Oh, was he the son of the original? Huh. Oh wait, did the flying machines actually take place during like World War II or one? When did they use the pigeons? I know didn't they use them in both wars? Oh god, now I'm reminded of Valiant. Remember Disney's Valiant? I think that was the one released right before Wreck-It Ralph. Right before they got all their shit together. And then there was another one. There was like a 2D animated version. For some reason, like carrier pigeons were really took off as a concept. I mean, not for shows, not as a concept. They were a concept for quite a while. Oh, really? So it wasn't a full-blown Disney movie. It was just something they kind of picked up, like a Touchstone movie. Well, no, Touchstone was owned by Disney. Yeah, yeah. I don't like to use text when I do these. I think unless it's like environmental storytelling. The first time I did it was I think I did it with, oh, what was it? It was in Bob's Burgers. Um, uh, oh God, what was her name? I'm completely blanking. Oh, come on, Linda. Okay, yeah, Linda. Linda was a witch, and it was a very simple setup. It was just her holding a hamburger, and and she was in a black dress, and she had green skin. It was very, 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 very dirt simple, um, as far as illustration goes. But I had to make it spice it up somehow, so I had her stand in front of the counter, and Bob's Burgers had the menu going, and I think I came up with a bunch of like, uh, a burger of the day stuff. Oh, cool. I haven't played. I have to actually do that. I just have to play Undertale. I mean, I've got it. I've got it on. I think I have it. I think it's available on the PSN right now, but I picked it up for like $2 off of Steam, and Steam will definitely play it. But anyway, in this case, I think it's more of environmental storytelling, with the fact that you want it to be like a game over screen with continue yes or no. I think, yeah, I'm definitely working within Affinity, and yeah, just using the shape maker to make the shape of the shadows and everything. Also, the perspective tools. Whenever you want to like do anything with perspective, it's usually easier in like even Paint Tool Saya or Clip Studio. Um, but when you want to do it here, you have to add all the vector layers that you want to work in into an effect folder, and then that way you can manipulate the shapes. It's a little bit finicky, and then sometimes when you have to like get rid of it in order to work with the shapes, you have to then convert that, and it's I don't know. Sometimes it saves a lot of time, and sometimes it's just like really finicky and hard to work with. Hello, Mr. Nobody. Is he now? Hold on one second. The microphone's a little weird. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. And this is me trying to trim out the shadow from the box. For a little while. And then I moved it over into studio. Into Saya. To work from in here, because here now I'm going to start building up just different line works and shapes. Oh yeah, she's definitely she's the mom from Glitch Text. Although, like I said, this is the most abstract of the Momsters this year. Which is a shame because I really liked the I thought the series was okay. I was hoping to see where it went. Okay. Hey Andy, how's it doing? Speaking of the crazy, if I may ask, are you still taking commissions of P and F? Oh, Phineas and Ferb? No. God, that's ancient. I think that was just a setup to have, and that wasn't commission. That was just, I think, something requested. I think that was just a setup as for having Candace in a bunny suit. When do I change it to orange? Here, hold on. Let me just skip it past a few things. There we go. Yeah, I do it from that to that because it makes it pop out a little more. Yeah, it definitely makes the shape sort of. And GG, I mean gig, it's a it can get a little thorny of a topic. So I can see where they're coming from. The Lost Universe of Jack Kirby. I'm looking through my phone. So yeah, this is me sort of playing with the idea of the shapes. And again, like this is very abstract. We're only going to see basically shadows and outlines of the figure. Um, you probably couldn't tell it was her if you needed to. And again, I remind you that the theme is clown, so I'll add a few things to make it look like a clown, like a an outline of sort of that like ruffled thing that she has under her neck, and a clown hat, and ruffles on the hands. I think this turned out great because again, I wanted to lean more into sort of the video game theme than I guess the actual theme of Halloween clown. Yes, what happens is that for the Momsters bit, I have a list of moms, and I have a list of cartoon moms, and I have a list of Halloween costumes, and I choose randomly from each list and then pair them, and that's what I draw. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That one was pretty cool. I did something like that this year for Pumpkin. Um, Ended up making Nancy Green from Big City Greens more of like a headless biker thing, which unfortunately, because of the color palette, she looks a little bit like a pickle. So I had to add the stem to make it look even more blatant, like it was a pumpkin. You'll see. I've got, let's see, how many more streams can I do of this stuff? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. I've got 22 more stream footage streams I could do. The uh, vanilla rabbit spider looks pretty good, but that's just a picture of vanilla just in a spider theme outfit. Yes, I knew that, and that makes it even funnier. Because I said she looks like a pickle, Cage. Mm. Oh, Raven just got added to multiverses. Damn, I need to check out multiverses, I guess. Oh my god, they just added 100 beavers free with ads. Oh man, I've been looking forward to that movie forever. I guess people didn't watch it if it's they already added to YouTube for free. I don't know. On one hand, I think it works out fine. I think it's um, definitely like from the reflection of the computer. I think it looks fine. It's definitely out there, but Yeah, but I'm not a huge Twisted Metal fan, so that didn't occur to me at the time of making it. Did they make? Yeah, they made a Twisted Metal series on Hulu or Max, something. I'm not sure. The fact that his mom has a fandom. Oh yeah, the Spider Woman turned out great. What's going on with this? Oh no, the thing's unplugged. It's haunted. It's spooky. as I'm in a write fanfics in the form of audiobooks. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've got to like mark this. I was thinking about putting a swirl in the shadows, but I think I decided against that. Oh, is that it? Yeah, okay, that was it. Hold on. Yeah, that's pretty much the finished version. Yeah, that is the finished version, just like the other one. Okay, you know what? Yeah, the theme of clown may gets lost a little bit, but I mean, it's definitely like tagged on, but I think it works fine. You could say something about like, oh, this is the old world of entertainment meeting the new world of entertainment. If I absolutely needed to pull something, just pull something out of thin air. But yeah, I like it. I think it's definitely the most abstract one of all these, but I think it turned out pretty good. Yeah, that's about it. That's for these two. We will definitely have more of these coming in the coming days. I guess I'm going to try to do these in the middle of the day while I do other chores and whatnot. Um, if you want to keep joining me, then hopefully that's when I keep doing it, and hopefully I'll keep on a regular schedule of other video making. I did some work while we were sitting here, so yeah. In the meantime, just hang loose, and I'll see you when I see you next time. Okay? All take care of each other. Keep your stick on the ice and whatnot. Bye.